Tell us, with a 4.1 GPA, so the education thing is very, very important to you. But how is that going? What schools are you looking at right now and considering playing college football?
Yeah, obviously academics are very important to me. So I'm looking at different schools right now. Looking at Hamilton up in New York, looking at Rhodes, UNC. I applied to UNC as well. And as far as Ivy Leagues go, I'm applying to Harvard, and I'm checking out some other ones as well.
That's terrific. Now, Nelson, you did not play in a spread type of attack when you were in high school with Tony Reginelli. You were there at Tulane, though, when the spread kind of got introduced to this area. And Drew, being a two-way player, playing two very important positions, especially the center position, he's got to have 100% completion percentage in order for your attack to work. Talk about how you developed into that type of offense and the importance that Drew is to your football team.
Well, I think first off, when I went to Tulane and came in under Buddy Tevens, where we were a traditional two-back pro-style offense, and saw some good things, and obviously had our struggles, but it was amazing to me once Coach Bowden and Coach Rodriguez came in with essentially the same linemen and started spreading things out. They were able to push the change, move the ball up the field, and it became less about physically moving the guy off the ball, more about screens, draws, quick game, getting it out, putting more of an emphasis on the athleticism of an offensive line, and that was just in a 2-year span. So actually coming out of there, it was more how do you integrate that into some of the knowledge we already had. And I think our run game, we still have a lot of remnants of it from Tony Reginelli, but obviously there was a guy named Peyton Manning that started changing the passing game. While there was oftentimes two back, two wide receivers, we still use some of the same pattern concepts today. It just is from a spread, from a spread look. We didn't go in shotgun as much, but I think to run a good spread offense, and again, you have to have a lot of faith that you have a center that can whip it back there. He doesn't just grab the ball and flip it; he really guns it back there, and he's a real tough kid. A lot of schools don't like a center and D tackle going both ways because you worry about their hands. With him, it's just a non-issue. He's just one of those kids. He never comes out the game. He never complains. He's a stand-up middle linebacker on the goal line, and he's a stud. He's a true lineman, and if they were all like him, my job would be pretty easy.
That's right. Now, I'm not going to ask you what side of the ball you prefer, Drew. Okay, so because obviously you just don't like to come out of the game. I don't even know if you know what goes on the sideline during the course of the thing. But talk about your responsibilities, because you're also known as a technician. The Newman players are certainly known that. When I coached at St. James, that's what we always saw. Was how much of a technician y'all were. Talk about some of your responsibilities first as a center.
Well, the center is kind of the leader of the offensive line, so at all times I have to be aware of what all my other linemen are doing, and I have to make sure they know what they're doing, make sure they're making the right calls, they know which players they're blocking, and so forth. So yeah, it's a big job. And then I have to, of course, snap the ball and do my job.
You got to be able to snap and step at the same time, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Now, strength is your game. You got 128 discus. You got 325 power clean, 320 bench, 420 squat. Power is your game, about 6'2", 230. How is playing defensive tackle help you as a center and vice versa?
Oh, well, it definitely helps playing both sides of the ball because I'm aware of what the guy across from me is doing and the techniques he's using and what he's trying to do to me to beat me. So at defensive tackle, I know the lineman's going to try and get under me, use his leverage against mine. So I need to try and beat that, get lower than him, and then, get by him.
And one of the points of emphasis this year with Coach Stewart was dream big, focus small. What does that mean to you?
That just means focus on the little things. You can take the big picture for what it is, a big picture, but you have to take everything you do in small steps. You just play week by week, game by game, play by play. And if you focus on all the little things, they'll add up together into something special.
That's right. Focus on the important stuff, ignore the little stuff. Or as the unimportant stuff, I'd rather say. Had an expression, if you keep chasing the rabbits, the elephants will kill you. Make sure that you deal with taking care of the elephants.
Well, Drew, when is the process going to come to an end? When are you going to decide where you're going? Is it going to be in the next month or two? We're going to the spring or what?
It might go into the spring. I'm still trying to keep my options open as far as that. And with football, I think it'd be a lot of fun to play football, but I don't want to eliminate the academic possibilities.
And your major?
Pre-med.
Great. Well, we appreciate so much having Coach Nelson Stewart and Drew Drouilhet here from the Newman School, 110th year. Wow, what a great institution that is. This is Prep Recruiting Insight.